Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here we have the Cressi Nano Crystal Mask. So this is a kind of an option of the nano mask that has crystal clear silicone skirt, which means it's allowing tons of light to come in. It's a relatively low volume mask, so it fits quite tightly onto your face, and on the inside there's very little air space, so as you're swimming down you don't have to equalize it quite as often. So yeah, let's take a closer look. Okay, so this is how it arrives. It comes in a little box, protective. It's a solid plastic box, Cressi on the front, just barcodes on the side, and Cressi sub on the top. A little attachment loop if you want to use that, and then a separate lid that pops off. Inside you have your mask. We'll take a closer look at that in a second, but you also get an instruction manual. Yeah, basically, but that's just going to be sort of information about the warranty and, yeah, I suppose how to use your mask, directions for use. Yeah, let's take a closer look at the mask itself. Okay, so the mask itself. So this is, I suppose, technically a framed mask, but the frame itself is so small and minute, you barely even notice it, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. It has the structure of a framed mask, but the low profile of a frameless mask. On the front, so you can see it has a decent sized nose pocket on this, so even if you have a large nose and you struggle to find masks, this one should be pretty comfortable. And the silicone, you might be able to see a line straight down there. The silicone gets a little bit thinner just over the nose pocket, so when you're equalizing, the silicone itself isn't kind of pushing back. It's very soft and pliable, so you can equalize really easily. Twin lenses, traditional teardrop lens, the little T in the glass there, so that stands for tempered glass, nice and strong. This is fairly standard glass itself. It's actually pretty good. It could almost be optical grade because you can't quite see that kind of green tint that you get on really basic glass. This is a bit more blue, so it actually has fewer impurities, so that's pretty good. That's just going to sort of improve the quality of what you can see under the water, fewer distortions, and sort of color correction is going to be much more accurate. Now, going on to the side, just around this edge, you can see the frame, but the buckles themselves are attached by this separate section of sort of pretty tough silicone. So you can see it's got a bit of movement in there, and also that buckle is going to hinge as well. So no matter where you want that mask buckle to direct, it's going to be nice and comfortable and sort of hold the mask in position. Simple mask strap to adjust like any others. So it's got a one-way ratchet strap with micro adjustments, lots of little teeth, so you can get it to the perfect length. But to lengthen the strap off, you lift up this kind of white tab here, lift that up, and that just releases that mechanism so you can lengthen the strap off. Strap itself, you can see is got on this one, has got a sort of a silver effect to it, which is pretty cool. Pretty traditional design with that sort of two strap that cradles the back of your head. You got this tab at the top with 4 dimples so that you can feel for it, just so you can adjust that strap in the water. Taking a look at the skirt itself, so the skirt is incredibly clear. You can actually see straight through it, whereas other clear skirts, they are clear, but they're nowhere near as clear as this. That's why it's called the Crystal Nano Mask, because of this very crystal clear sort of mask skirt. It's still silicone, very nice, soft, pliable silicone, but what's that sort of helping to do is to allow light from the sides and the top to get into the mask, so even as you're sort of diving through the water, you can still see things out of the side of your view, so if your buddy's swimming past you, you can see them before they're right on top of you. On the inside, you'll see we have this second internal skirt, pretty small. compared to most masks, but because this has a low internal volume, it's still creating that really wide seal all the way around your face. Because the lenses are that much closer to your eyes, it's actually increasing your field of clear view, sort of forward vision, but it means that you don't need quite as much of a sort of a second internal seal. Yeah, you can see we have these ribs down the side, so that's just maintaining the strength and the shape of the skirt, so that even as you dive under the water, even as the mask starts to sort of squeeze a little bit, it's still going to maintain its shape and its structure before you equalize it by sort of blowing into your nose. And just down here, just over your top lip, you might be able to see a second line in that silicone. That's just, again, sort of making that silicone thinner so it can seal against your top lip. Okay, so let's review the Cressi Nano Crystal Mask. So first of all, who is this made for? So this mask, because it's a low volume mask, it's made for divers and free divers. Kind of someone who does both, wants a mask that will work for both free diving and scuba diving, because it has that low internal volume. It means that as you're diving down, especially breath hold on sort of apnea, means that it's not going to reduce, or the airspace on the inside of the mask isn't going to squeeze down quite as much. You can still dive it sort of on scuba, but whenever you sort of reduce internal volume, it also reduces the field of view. It's that trade-off between the two. So yes, I'll be happy diving with it, but there will be masks with better fields of view out there. But then if you want to use it for free diving, then it will have a larger internal volume. It's that constant struggle. There's never going to be a perfect mask, but it's made for scuba divers who free dive, or free divers who scuba dive. It's that sort of in the middle kind of mask. So we review mask on 4 different categories and then a 5th overall score. So first of all, we're looking at the field of view, how much you can actually see, because it's a mask, that's what it's there for. The comfort, how comfortable is it? This thing's going to be on your face. You want to make sure it's nice and comfortable. The extras that come with it, the cost, obviously, and then that final overall score. So first of all, field of view, it only got 3 out of 5. It's a low volume mask. It's got relatively small windows, so 3 out of 5. Its main, it would have got 2 out of 5 if it didn't have that crystal clear skirt. That's giving it major kudos points, because the glass itself is like, the skirt itself is like glass. You can see straight through it. So when you're wearing it, you don't feel like confined, like you're sort of wearing blinkers, because it's just letting light in from all different directions. So it's a very airy mask whilst you're wearing it, but it's not clear. You can't see out of the side. You can see the side of the mask when you're looking out to the side. You can still see in front of you perfectly well. It's just compared to other masks, big masks, yeah, you can see the frame a lot more. As far as comfort's 4 out of 5, because the silicone itself, very nice silicone, decent, and it molds to my face pretty well. There are softer skirts out there, but then you end up upping the price. So again, it's that balancing act. But yeah, 4 out of 5, decent mask, decent size, sort of nose pocket, and yeah, it's sealed really well. As far as extras, you get the box itself. Fairly generic box, not too fancy though, so I only gave it 3 out of 5. Other masks, you get spare mask straps sometimes, and you can get decent, sort of better mask boxes. This one's perfectly fine, so 3 out of 5 isn't a bad score. It's just, yeah, there are better, but again, then the cost will go up, so that score will go down. It is always that balancing act. Thinking about the cost, so this sits in the sort of the lower middle range of masks as far as price, so, and yeah, it is definitely worth what you're paying for it. The quality of that silicone skirt, the build quality itself, there are a few bits of kind of swarf sort of ends that could be sort of finished off a little bit nicer, but to be brutally honest, that doesn't take much to clean those off. So I gave it 5 out of 5. Yeah, perfectly fine, exactly where I'd expect expect it to be. And for what you're paying, you're getting a really nice mask. So all in all, it got 7.5 out of 10. Decent mask. Yeah, the main thing is that it's made for free divers who scuba dive or scuba divers who free dive. It's that low volume trade-off. So it's relatively limited field of view, but you do have a reduced internal volume. Okay, so that's the Cressi Nano Crystal Mask. A really nice low volume mask, and really made for free divers, snorkelers, and scuba divers. It has a relatively limited field of view, but the trade-off is that you have a really low internal volume, so you don't have to equalize it quite as often. One of the biggest selling points for me is in that silicone skirt. Very, very clear. That's why they give it a unique name, the silicone crystal clear. Yeah, it's a smart mask, but yeah, it's relatively low volume, so you're trading field of view. There's going to be more information on our website, simplyscuba.com. There'll be a link down in the description below. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.